All right, guys, it's Hero versus Solar, and Hero comes in, sends one of his very first probes across, blocks the natural. Does Solar see the probe? He doesn't see the probe. So he thinks there's no probe there. That positioning on that probe going to the right side actually delays Solar just a little bit from taking that third base. Well played, mate. Very well played. That's awesome. Okay, does get a block off. Now remember, Solar has been really top tier in this matchup recently. Because this has happened, guys, this is the semifinals, by the way, here of the $50,000 Thunderfire Invitational. Because that's happened, Hero should no scout the next game. And the reason is, if he studied Solar, which I doubt he has, Hero, I think, randomly picks things. I don't know how much he studies his opponents. He will know that Solar will go for a 15 pull before Overlord in game 2. Maybe if it's a giant map, it'll be something different. But that's usually what Solar does if he sees that the Protoss wants to block him. And he's gotten a lot of leads against guys like MaxPax recently, where MaxPax kept sending early probes across and Solar still kept getting a hatchery down on the natural. But game 1, it's a good block, it's a good disruption. Nexus goes down, then Cybercore, probes being a nuisance. And of course, Solar trying to attack there a little bit. Did Hero figure out the wall off on this map in between days? Let's find out. Hero had one of the ugliest walls we've ever seen on this. Was it this map or Tido? I think it was this map yesterday, where it was one of the worst wall-offs we've ever seen. And in real time, they went first-person view, and you could see him trying to, like, hover pylons over the opening he left, figuring out what he could do to fix his wall in real time. It was really funny. You could see him, like, bringing up the build grid and, like, moving a pylon around to figure out exactly where he needed to put his next building. This looks much better. This is a much better wall-off. This is way better. Yeah, he was in Solar's spawn on the bottom side. Maybe he walls off better in the top spawn. Who knows? Stargate starts up. I still don't fully understand the 5th game of Rainer Maru from yesterday. Ask me after this game again slower on. I'd love to talk to you about it, but essentially Maru couldn't get his army across the map. Those Ling run bys were really well done, and yeah, it was hard to find the upgrade timing when... It's a cool build, but also it was a build which relied, I think, on Rainer making quite a few mistakes. It was such a close game, but like it was a choice of, like, I think Maru's whole strategy was hinged on saying it's game 5, it's stressful. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. Let's just lean on you and get those mistakes out of you. Ooh, he gets a drone there. Does Hero Solar accidentally misclicks? Or not misclicks, but well, he does. He selects the wrong drone to build the Spore Crawler. Queen's not down here guarding this edge. But good Spore trick this time. Void Ray's coming out. It's Void Ray first. You guys know what I think about Void Ray first. Good for hiding scouting. Way less efficient than opening Oracle first. But if it finds an Overlord early on, that is the best case, where it instantly gets an Overlord snipe. And the Adepts are finding damage, man. He gets 2 drones there. Oh, you can see Hero struggling to place his 3rd Nexus for a second. Hero has some really chaotic first-person view camera. This is early game, so not that much is happening. It's going to be Twilight after Oracle there. It's always fascinating because, like, Hero, it's so chaotic the way he moves his mouse around and clicks on things. It's really fun. But look at this. Solar's left another Overlord out. Hero barely misses it. It's a big mistake. That Overlord should have pulled back the moment the other Overlord went down. But because the Adepts were distracting him, he didn't do so. Now look at this. Great Adept positioning. Only one Link can fight them at a time. Those Adepts are happy to trade out there for 3 or 4 Zerglings each. Well, it's actually... I think it's still an okay trade for Solar, actually, to get rid of that. Void Ray coming in on the natural. Solar's so down on workers. He's going to finally catch up, but not without losing another Overlord there. And there's still that Overlord in the north middle of the map that the Void Ray might stumble across for a triple kill. Heart rate monitors have been removed, guys. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Oracle getting quite a few Ling kills. This feels very smooth. Hero's doing a delayed Glaive Adept build, which is a hard counter to the Queen Zergling all-in that Solar's doing. Solar, I don't think he has a Roach Horn. Does he have a Baneling Nest? Don't think so. Void Ray's going to come and pick up some drones as well. A few Lings get inside. I don't think Hero cares about that. There's only 3. Single Adept deals with that easily. Void Ray's just picked off 2 drones in the natural right now. I do not have control of the camera, guys. Just remember that. This is a Queen Zergling attack. It's not really an all-in. It's just 3 Queens and a flood of Lings. Glaive Adept's hard counter this. And seeing that Adept count, Solar should feel his heart sink. Yeah, he's got to turn home. If he gets the Lings inside the base, maybe that could be good. I think... Oh! Oracle goes down. That's a good catch. These queens should be taken out, though. I think Hero should be chasing them, but he's a bit worried. He doesn't know what's behind those Zerglings. We know he does not. That's the advantage of vision in StarCraft. Hero is still up 6 workers. The Glaive Adepts are coming forward. The queens do make it to creep, though, which means they should be able to escape. Kind of blocks that queen, though, to transfuse her. He needs another one if he wants to keep her alive. Roaches are building, but they've just started building, and these Glaive Adepts are menace. Zerglings cannot fight this. The queens will do okay, but the Zerglings are getting massacred. The drones have to evacuate. There are Lings in the main base. Of course, Hero's left his main open. For those who don't know, Hero famously got eliminated by Solar from GSL 2 years ago, where he left his base open 7 times in one game and still almost won the game. 10 probes go down completely unnecessarily there. A massive blunder for Hero. Easily stoppable, but he has done huge mining time damage. Like, the main and the third aren't really mining. The Adepts are shading around. That was a bad shade. The Roach Queen there waiting for it. Hero may be throwing this game right now. There's going to be a vicious Ravager-Ling counterattack. He's building another Void Ray. But honestly, if the Queens walk across the map with that forward creep, they can overwhelm the Void Ray, and the Ravager-Ling can overwhelm the ground. Solar's economy is bad. Hero had such a good start, but he definitely was a bit sloppy, losing the 10 probes and only getting that number of drones. He's still in a good spot. If he defends the counter, he's got the game in the bag, but it's all about, can he defend the counter? He's going to go second Stargate and +1 ground weapons at the same time, guys. The reasoning behind this is his name is Hero, and he's clicking buttons. I guess he's just going to try and overwhelm the queens with 2-star Oracle. This seems like one of the ways where the queen counterattack could be most powerful, is a guy going 2 Stargate. I thought just Stalker production and Blink would be an easy transition for here, but trying to go Void Rays or Oracles and overwhelm the queen's a bit crazy. But, oh, that's a huge snipe. And honestly, I think Solar's just taking too long. The problem is his Zergling Reinforce is going to be useless against these Adepts unless he can surround them completely and shut them down. He's trying to hide his Zerglings on the left. They're going to try and click in the natural. If that door's open, this could cause big problems for Hero. Of course his door's open! Who am I even kidding? Who are we joking with? Who are we talking about here? We're talking about Hero. His door's literally never being closed. There are 2 Oracles in the main, so they are killing the Zerglings very quickly. The probes trying to dance in and out. A lot of probes going down. This is absolutely sloppy play for Hero. But the Void Rays starting to clean up the Roaches. The Ravagers doing some good Biles. Biles landing on the Void Rays. Only one landed. They dodged the second. The cannon's starting to fall. Probes are pulled in. Can Hero make a hold here? It's so close. Biles landing on batteries. Other ones are starting to miss Hero there. He Biles a few of his own units as well as getting 1 or 2 Adepts, but a bit crazy on those Biles. And it looks like Hero's air army defends, but he's lost 42 probes in the main and the natural. And this is classic Hero at his finest. He's making this game harder than it ever needed to be. And it's purely because he doesn't know how to leave a unit in his wall. I've always talked about how if I was Hero's coach, you guys remember the scene in $1 Million Baby where he basically ties her hand to her chin because she keeps dropping her hands and leaving her head open, and he's like, keep your frigging hands up, and he's just shouting at her repeatedly, and he eventually ties her fist to the side of her face because she just cannot keep her hand up. If I was Hero's coach, I would do that, but I would make him just leave a unit in the wall. And I'd be like slapping him or like hitting him over the head with a stick or something every time he leaves the wall open. That time it didn't do that much damage. He actually gets quite a few link kills, but it's such a downfall of his style. It's such a big problem, man. And it's so funny to see him just constantly make this mistake. 32 probe counterattack. Is there enough queens to defend the Oracles? Not in the open. Dude, that's 2 Void Rays, 6 Oracles. 2 queens can't defend that. The Ling counter goes in. The Roach Ravager beats the Adepts, but he just doesn't have enough mobile anti-air. He needs another Spore on the front. Maybe 2. The Oracles. The queens are in the open, dude. 1 Spore is not enough. How is he? He needs more Spores, but he's out. He's broke. He's out of money. Biles aren't going to land. The queens go in the open. And Hero is about to maul Solar's economy. Absolutely maul his economy. Third base Spore goes down. Queens go down. Solar can't afford the anti-air. And Hero crushes the early game. Gets a massive lead. He decides to stick his hand into the wood chipper for a few seconds to see what happens, and then ends up bludgeoning Solar unconscious with his own flayed, what remains of his arm that he just pulled out of the wood chipper. I said calculation. I guess that means something. I like it. I like it. He's like, that was calculated. I think he's saying Hero left the wall open on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. It was calculated. He wanted to lose 42 probes, guys. Nice game 1 for Hero. All right, guys, going into game 2. Protoss player. He is Hero. And his opponent in the top right, the red player for Zerg, Minsu Kang. It is Solar. That's right. And he's going to go 15 hatchery before Overlord. Did I not tell you guys? And because you can predict this, if Hero studied his opponent, he will do a gas first no scout. Called it! Guys, Hero's done his homework. Hero's done his homework. This is not what it's also a big map, so the block isn't as attractive in general on White Rabbit. But this is genius play for Hero. He blocks Solar's base game 1, and then he does the greediest opening possible game 2. This is such a good way to get an advantage in a series. And it just makes everything a bit easier for Hero, a bit harder for Solar. Very good opening prowess. I do think he should have 16 on minerals and just 2 on gas there. I have criticized Hero for putting 3 on gas. When you do a gas first build, you're so far ahead on the gas that it's near impossible to spend all of your gas this early, and actually having a bit more minerals to speed up your Nexus, your Cybercore is, in my opinion, the bigger priority. But still a tight building either way. I am talking about the minor optimizations there. He will have an abundance of gas if he wants to be a bit cheeky early on. Go for like a Stalker and a Stargate at the same time, maybe. Now, for those who don't know, Solar habitually gets ahead against Hero, usually. And then Hero does like crazy stuff, throws Solar off his game, and makes insane comebacks. Like historically, yes, there are times where Solar wipes the floor with Hero, and I think with Solar's recent form, I wasn't actually going to be surprised if he 3-0'd Hero today. But because you know, Hero just seems to have this crazy edge where he will like snap into overdrive mode, and he will make insane comebacks against Solar at a very high percentage. So it's this weird thing where Solar's so good at getting advantages against Hero, and Hero is so good at winning from way behind against him. Like, I remember there's games where I'm like, okay, here Solar just needs to counterattack, and he's got this. And then there's like a Warp Prism in his base, and his whole army pulls back, and then Hero's Stalkers dive and snipe his 4th base at the same time. And then the Stalkers like running around in circles, and somehow Hero buys like 3 minutes while having no army at home. And then by the time Solar's push arrives, he's got like a ton of Storms and Immortals. And you're like, how did he manage to, like, and he'll be down so far in supply while running circles around Solar. Haven't seen too many of those games recently, but we'll see if that's something that comes out. It is indeed going to be Adept Stalker with a very quick Oracle. Stargate hidden in the back. Warp Gate's reasonably well timed as well. Looks like he didn't delay Warp Gate, so it's hard for Solar to know if there is a Twilight Council. Stalker, of course, hits the Overlord a bit on the other side. You can see the flashing as it does go to hide on the pillar. Oracle's going to come spot that. Could you translate the Chinese casters, please? Well, we can only hear the casters on the echo from the mic sound, as we're not actually getting their audio track. See how we go. Stalker gets the Overlord. Let's delay the Oracle moving across a little bit. Now, Solar's really good at escorting drones to his 3rd. Oh, I hate the Evo in the wall off, because this shows Hero that you're going +1 melee. And if Hero ever needed an excuse to go charge instead of blink, that Evo chamber's it. So unless this is a mind game for Solar, I'm not the biggest fan. Spore's a bit late in the main, man. That's a very late Spore in the main. Solar getting away with murder there. I guess he knew. You know, was this like a super... I think it's because he saw the Stalker. So he knew the Oracle was going to waste time spotting the Overlord. That's actually like very advanced corner cutting. But he didn't escort the drones. Oh, I was saying he's so good at escort. Normally he sends all of his drones to his 3rd at once. And the queens go at the same time, so there's no opening. Messed it up that time. Pig, can you turn up game volume? I'm pretty sure the game volume's at a pretty good level. I mean, I can turn it up slightly, but the moment there's a big battle, you guys are going to complain that it's way too loud. Yeah, this is already pretty friggin' loud, man. I probably shouldn't have listened to chat there. I think it was already perfect. You guys let me know if it's too loud, I'll lower it once a big battle happens. I don't think it'll be ear splitting, I only turned it up like 5%. Link's going to rotate, 3rd base is on the way, Roachhorn's there as well as Lair. Yeah, this is classic. Chat said, oh no, it's better now. And in the moment there's a big battle, you're not going to be able to hear me. Queen and a drone, not bad. Triple Oracle is a big commitment though. I don't think a Queen and a drone is enough for 3 Oracles in of itself. More queens are building as well as overlord speed. Solar's just going to go for a big headbutt this game. And it is charge. The Evo Chamber was a fake, guys. The Evo Chamber was a fake. This looks like a +1 melee build, but he's actually hidden the Roach Warren. Solar's so smart. Solar's baited him into going charge, which is not as effective as Blink at defending Queen Walk, or in this case, the German Taxi. It's going to be a Queen drop with a bunch of Roaches, Ravages, and Mass Zergling behind. The Zerglings aren't the best against +1 charge slots, but honestly, I don't even know if he's going to have +1 in time to defend this. It's actually 4 Oracles as well. Wow. Okay, 4. He's building a 5th. Actually, can 5 Oracles just overwhelm the Queens? Maybe, but it's kind of hard to do. A lot of Adepts there. The Lings can't be fighting into that. Those Lings have to be careful. It's just unupgraded Adepts right now, remember, trying to defend as a range unit. They're good against Zerglings. Cannons and batteries will not have time to get up. Hero here, he's up 11 workers, but Solar's hitting him with a very crisp timing. That being said, where's the Roach Ravage? Like 3 Roaches so far. He needs more than that. The Stalker gets in the wall. Hero, I think he's just subbed someone else in for him. He's cheating, guys. I think he's got someone else playing for him. There's no way this is Hero. He just blocked the Zerglings getting in, and the Zerglings were even headbutting for a while. All the Queens go down. He should have picked those Queens up. The cannon finishes and the 2 batteries. Hero shuts down Solar's All, and remember, Hero did a greedy opening. He got away with that gas first. He's kept him on his toes, and now Solar's attack just washes up. Looking very easy for Hero to stop there with the 5 Oracle play. The 5 Oracles, genius, and Solar was not ready for it. He's tilted here. Hero is butchering Zerg in this tournament so far. All right, guys, Hero dominating the Zergs. The vanquisher of Zerg, the killer of the bugs.
Hero.
Sponsored by Raid. And the man that hates bug spray in the top right side of the map. Please don't fumigate my boys. It is
Solar.
Nice. See, day 2, we're starting to sync up with the intros now. We're getting the flow of everything. We'll see how we go. Audio is stuttering. Close your browser. Reopen it or hit refresh. Don't think anyone else has got that issue. All right, guys, is this a gate scout this time for Hero? But once again, he is not scouting. And it makes sense. It's a giant map. And look how early that hatchery was for Solar. Solar was worried about a block, so he's had to go for a slightly less economic hatchery to make sure it gets down again. And Hero knows, like, I can be greedy, man. I'm up 2-0. Hero's on a tear. I do wonder what Hero's PVT is like right now. His PVZ is amazing, but I think Clem's probably the favorite to be facing him in the finals. I wouldn't mind Hero Raynor. I feel like this version of Hero would destroy Raynor. Guys, has he left 2 openings in his wall? Couldn't he have built that Cybercore further forward and finished and sealed the wall off? I guess he has to build a second pylon to close the wall. Once again, guys, Hero not walling off correctly, not studying the maps. Just build the pylon. I don't know why he doesn't just build the pylon further back like a normal player. It's so easy to place wall-offs once you... Like, every map pool I go on, I don't even study placements, and I almost never mess my wall-off up. You used to have to be more technical when there wasn't any energy recharge, because you had to be able to, like, wall off behind your wall-off really thick. So it was very precise. I feel like these days you can get away with murder. And it feels like Hero's reaction to that is his wall-offs have gotten worse ever since energy. Where is the original stream? I mean, I've got a clean feed from the Chinese casters, but I'm sure you can go on whatever Chinese website they're streaming on. I'm not sure what Chinese people stream on these days. One Zergling goes down. Stargate's almost finished. Alright. That Oracle will be starting up in a second. Yep. 2 Adepts are already in here. Solar has 8 lava right now. He's got to be holding down that drone key. But the Adepts are in. He starts those 4 drones now. Only about 2 seconds delay on that, which is pretty good considering these Adepts are being a massive nuisance. Can he get rid of that Adept? If he gets the Adept, it's worth. Gets the Adept. Okay. So there's a lot of Zerglings that go down, but gets rid of 1 Adept. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to lose one. Nope. Blocks the Spore Trick, but actually the Adept had already moved on, so that's fine. The Zerglings, a lot of them are building, but look at the worker count, guys. This is much more competitive than the previous game. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have anything here. If he had a Zergling to deny that probe, this game completely shifts into Hero's favor, because the Oracle might even think about turning around. These two Adepts moving out means he's got nothing guarding his wall. Hero right now is saying, I'm ahead in the series, and I'm going to gamble. I'm just going to play super fast and loose. I'm going to leave 0 units on. No Oracle, no Adepts. I'm going to go in with 3 Adepts and an Oracle, and just YOLO. Look at this. He just does not care. 0 respect for Solar in this game. And that's what you can do when you're up 2-0. You can take crazy risks. It's already Hero's main style. Shades in the main, denying mining on both of the bases. Solar knows this is not good for him, but finally, he's going to shut those Adepts down. But the Oracle's on the 3rd, finds a drone. Every drone is sacred right now. The meaning of Zerg life. It's all about protecting those little wriggly boys, guys. Solar needs to take some teachings from the Catholic Church. Oh, good wall off. He had a probe in the wall. But he still didn't seal the wall. Hero, you absolute troll. You absolute trolloc of a Protoss player. He never closed the 2nd hole in the wall. And it was not a small hole. That was a gaper, guys. That was a bloody absolute friggin' chasm on the north side of that wall. How did he not realize? He's got like 5 other buildings building, none of which is a pylon sealing that hole. He still hasn't sealed it. Okay, now he seals it with a pylon. Oh my lord. How did he only lose 3 probes? You know what's good, guys? There's a thing that happens if you put yourself in hard positions, you get really good at dealing with those hard positions. He's very good at dealing with that. Very good at dealing with it. Only lost 3 probes. But, uh-oh, that's good for the Zerglings. Oh, he doesn't quite get the angle he wanted, though, and a new Oracle comes out. He's playing very heavy on Oracles. 4 Oracles again. Solar's a little behind. Yeah, 4 Oracles into charge. Oh, this is a cool style. Hero, I remember when he first played this style with 4 or 5 Oracles into charge. He wrecked a Zerg at Katowice a few years ago. I think it might have been 2022 or 2023. It might have been the one Oliveira one. And I remember he came over for his interview and he had the biggest grin on his face. And he immediately came up to me and he's just like, you like my build, pig? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty sick. And he's like, and he just hold up his hand and he's like, 4 Oracles. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty freaking good, man. He was like, I've never seen such a demented face of joy after he just killed so many drones and defended so many attacks with these 4 Oracles. And he was so proud of himself. And I was just like, it is shockingly good because Zergs just don't expect the 4th Oracle. And then suddenly there's +1 Zealots running around. But I always remember that response from him. And he always rotates it back into his Rolodex of Protoss versus Zerg builds once in a while. Spire's on the way. But it's not as early as it could be. Solar's got a decent economy underneath him. I'd say he's in an okay position. But Hero's definitely gotten away with a very smooth opening of his own. And I have a feeling we're going to see a big Zealot Archon push. I think Mutas should be able to overrun. The Solar's gas is so low, though. Solar's just got his 6 gases mining. He's taking a 7th on his 4th, but he can only build like 7 Mutas. I was thinking if he can come out with like 12 Mutas pretty quickly, yeah. Adept's going to shade in. A couple roaches on top of it. Oh, the Evo block once again, dude. He's been really good on these Evo blocks. Solar's doing good. I really want to see Solar make at least a win or 2 here. Put Hero through his paces. 4 Oracles fly in. The Spore gets some good shots off. Phoenix almost finished. There's an Immortal building. 2nd Stargate on the way. So he's going to go 2-star Phoenix to try and counter this. It's a very good way to play it. I think Hero has enough of an economy. He'll be fine. The problem here is going to be taking a 4th. If Solar takes a 5th and goes 10 gas right now, I think he can maul him with Mass Muta, even against Phoenix. But he's actually going into Roaches because he's worried maybe about an Archon push, and I don't think that's the correct call. Like, he could do a Roach all in. It might work. 4-base Roach all in behind just 1 round of Mutas. He just feels a little bit European, you know, stopping a Muta production so early and going into Roaches. I mean, he's not going to find any damage. That Archon drop, dude. Stats level Archon drop there. Very well played by Hero. Doesn't lose any Mutas, Solar, but he doesn't find any real damage. All he's doing is keeping Hero contained. And you're building Roaches into a guy who's still building 2 Immortals at a time. I think Hero somehow has a read that he's going Roaches here. Because 2 Immortal, 2 Phoenix is actually pretty amazing. The Phoenix will wreck the Mutas, and then they can pick up the Ravagers. So they're not terrible for ground support either, the Phoenix. Picking up a 3 supply unit with a 2 supply unit, it's not bad in a big battle. Got a few Archons and Zealots in the mix. Solar's got a nice supply lead. Oh, the Mutas are getting wrecked. That's really good. That's really good, because now he realizes, okay, this is more about the ground than anything else. He's going to jump on top, pick up some units, but he's got to be careful. Here come the Roaches. Get out of there, Hero. Hero, cancel those lifts, bro. Cancel those lifts. A few of his Phoenix get left behind. They do fly back now. He's got 3 Immortals. If he can get up to 5 Immortals. Oh, the Lings are in again. The Lings are in his base again. He's got a pretty damn strong fighting army, but that's a big blob of Roach Ravager. The Lings are in the main. There is a Photon Cannon there as a little bit of insurance. And of course, the Lings aren't being microed to surround it, but the cannon goes down. The Lings are tearing up his mineral line, and the Roach Ravager's doing pretty good on the front. Hero, the absolute dementor that he is, the man that comes to suck your happiness out of you as a Zerg player, leaves his door open and loses 15 probes for no good reason there. Even losing his Zealots in the main. He's going to keep losing probes in the main base. He's still losing probes in the main. Phoenix beat the Ravagers decently. Like, you see there, he picks one off, but only 2 Immortals and 2 Archons. He's going to have a lot of work cut out for them. Big biles on the Immortal. One of the Archons has already gone down. He needs lifts on the Archon. Another one of the Archons very low. The Zealots get thinned out. It's so much Roach Ravager. The Queens will eventually lose to the Phoenix most likely, but I don't know if he's going to have enough lifts to actually deal with the ground army. Then again, that Immortal's just not dying. The Immortals just won't die. The Archon finally goes down. If the Roaches can get rid of these Immortals, this snowballs. You just got to get rid of them, but the Zealots keep warping in. The Phoenix can pick up. The Immortals are getting picked up by the Warp Prism. The Immortals refusing to die, living up to their namesake. I think only 1 Immortal went down. There's still 3 up here. And this fight, I mean, the economy, though, he's lost so many workers. Losing all the probes in the main. If he didn't lose all the probes in the main, there's still a Ling in the main. It's killing a pylon now, I believe, guys. There's still a Ling in the main. It just killed a pylon. It's starting to work on a second pylon in the main base. Heroes games is so fun, man. I actually like the response. I think 2 Phoenix, 2 Immortal was good, but it, yeah, he shouldn't have moved on the map. He needed to be, I think if he was fighting on this ledge at the 3rd the whole time, I think he could have defended. Hydras are coming out now, and Solar realized if he just maxes on Roach Hydra, I think he can overwhelm. Solar, for those who don't know, is a mid-game man. He likes to shove with masses of basic units. Doesn't like to go late game. He will occasionally rush Lurkers. He might do that in the next game, because he's done so many mid-game strategies. I think Lurker Rush is probably his strategy in the next game, but Solar's performance falls off a cliff if the first few minutes of Lurkers doesn't go well for him. He can't really deal with Protoss. I mean, you can even see Serral say, no, you can't be, playing late game's really bad for Zerg, even though Serral obviously still wins every time. He'll say no, it's really hard, blah, blah, blah. And the other Zergs like Solar don't even try it. Shin doesn't try it. Shin and Solar are like, nah. Get you in the mid game when my production advantage is at its peak, when I can tech switch, show you a bunch of mutas, surprise you with a massive Roaches and Queens. Hydra's now coming in. I think there's enough firepower to do pretty well. Psystorm's going to kick in a few seconds from now. Psystorm is here, but he's only got 2 storms left. Phoenix trying to engage with the Hydras. Big storms! He does land an Omega Storm on the Hydras, but the Hydras quickly move out, and if they just hold position, the Phoenix are dropping like flies. Very well played there, and Solar will not go down without a fight. Very nice to see Solar get a point on the board. All right, guys, going to the next game. Hero comes in and does not get the block down. Solar is taking no chances. This is the first good opening for Solar, right? This is the first time he kind of wins the opening game. It's not like they were bad in the other ones, but got blocked game 1, didn't see the probe, had to go 17 hatch on the 3rd. Game 2 and game 3, he went for a 15 hatch before Overlord. Hero wasn't even scouting, so he kind of did the safe build while Hero was being super greedy. And I think now we go into Torm, a map which is actually really good for Solar's first early Roach pushes and things like the big Roach shove he tried on White Rabbit. I actually think he will go fast Lurker though. Just if you think about the Rolodex of Zerg builds, the kind of, you open up your book of builds and you go, what is Hero not going to expect? And what do I need to make sure he's respecting? The fact that you are, despite being more of a mid-game player, you have to make the Protoss respect the fact that you can go Hive and you can rush Lurkers. Because this game, Hero is going to play Blink, and that's optimal against Blink as well. Now, you might be wondering, why do I know Hero is going to play Blink? Same reason. He can't just play Charge every game, or he will be vulnerable to certain things. Certain, like, Speed Roach all-ins and stuff like that could get him. Earlier muta swaps, if Solar can actually get a clean opening down and not be behind for once. We'll see how we go. Why is Solar's pool 15 seconds late, says chat? It's not 15 seconds late. It was like, what, a minute 15 or something, 16 or something? Because he goes for 15 hatch before Overlord here to not let Hero block his hatchery, the pool does get delayed. Yeah. He played 15 hatch with no Overlord? Yeah. Yeah. It's not a 15-15 though, Arky. This is 15 hatch, but you're still playing 18 gas, 17 pool. The wall is still wrong, says chat. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the wall. Sorry, I was reading chat, guys. Did he actually mess the wall up again? This is actually ridiculous. He prefers the drones over the pool. It's better eco because you don't need the queens. Well, yeah, I mean, you can play 15-15, but it's just not as popular in this matchup because in this matchup, you want to get Ling speed and an early third base. And that's exactly what Hero wants to obstruct here. Oh, dude, this is a really big disruption. He should just take the third on the other side, but I don't think he sent a drone out. Tries to pull back. He's already lost 2 Lings. Oh, this is a bit nasty. Solar likes to delay these Zerglings, and normally it's fine. Oh, Hero misclicks, doesn't get the drone. You're on Hero's point of view. Yeah, that wall off is fugly. This is not a map where you can wall off with 2 buildings. Like, literally, has Hero not played in the last 6 months of StarCraft? There's very few maps you can wall off with just 2 buildings and a pylon in this map pool. But he keeps trying to do it. Does he not realize, guys, or is he actually insane? I mean, we know he's insane. He's Hero. Oh! Catches the drone. This is terrible for Solar. Solar should have gone left with a drone immediately. Now that he let the second Adept arrive, this is a huge mistake. This is a huge mistake. Solar's in so much trouble, guys. Like, yeah, Hero screwed up a basic thing on his wall. Doesn't matter. That third is so delayed. Solar needs to keep droning. He's overbuilt Zerglings. But if he lets these Adepts slide in, be an issue. Oh, could be a good catch. Oracle's nearby, though. It's probably just kill 1 Adept and disengage. Yeah, good move, good move. 8 more Zerglings. But Solar doesn't want to drone because he doesn't want to drone before the third is finished. I think he should go hard droning from now. 16, 18 Zerglings is already a massive Zerglings to build this fast. And, like, you can recover with a delayed third, but you gotta get rid of that Adept. That's gonna take out 2 drones. 3 drones go down. Nicely done there. Lings also wash up on the third. Solar's just losing the early game. He's losing the early game 4 games in a row. ZVP is so much on the early game, guys. It is so reliant. This is such a big this is going to be an uphill battle. This really does feel like Hero is just getting better early games, and it's going to be such a struggle. And this kind of happened with, like, Serral yesterday as well. He does seal the wall off with the second pylon now. Yeah, this is going to be a 4-gate Blink follow-up. Very standard play this time for Hero. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes early Storm. Been playing against 5 Oracles and Charge and weird stuff. Bit harder to adapt sometimes against the Blink. You definitely do not want to build Roaches against this as Solar. He's got a Roach Horn almost finished, but he has no aggressive window. He has to play Hydras. I think Hydras into Lurkers could work. Oh, it's a very late Charge. Okay. Still going to play Charge. Still not believing in Blink here against Solar. Interesting. And Overlord speed is on the way. Okay. Solar's going to go for a German taxi again. This is a great map for it. He's got to fight fast fourth, pretending he's macroing. Problem, he's so behind off this opening. I think he's not going to have the numbers, is he? That is going to be like a Prism, an Immortal, a few Archons by the time he hits this attack. He's going to be really... And I think Zerglings are worthless with this attack. I think if he did a Roach Max, maybe. But the attack he's doing, I think he might have picked it before the game started. I think he should adapt. I don't think he should be going with this attack anymore. Adepts are coming in, picking off a few drones. Hero's just done so much damage in the early game, and he's continuing to cause chaos. The Adepts getting 5 workers, massive mining time, 6 workers. They're not done just yet. German taxi's going to infest the ladder? It's absolutely not. One thing you'll notice about guys on the ladder is they only copy builds that win. StarCraft fans are stupid, keep in mind. They basically just copy what wins. even if they if they had a not terrible opening, you would kill most Protoss players with this build that Solar's doing. But because this is not going to work at all, this is just going to wash up on so many units. Maybe gets in before Storm. Dude, if Storm is ready as well, there's going to be Immortals out. 5 gateways aren't ready. There is a 20 worker advantage. I just worry the Zerglings are going to get wrecked by +1 Zealots. Adept's doing really nice damage. Dude, even more drones. But the attack's going. The wall-off is up. There's Zealots. There's a few Oracles trying to defend. The Immortals only just popped out. Queen Ravager is there. Solar's going. He is all in. He's on even supply. Storm's not quite ready, but there is a cannon and a battery. The Oracles have really good energy on that south side as well, but the Queens are pushing them back. The battery taking big damage. The Immortal dishing out some Oracles dancing in and out. One Queen has fallen. There's not that much army right now for Hero. Solar, is he actually going to get back in this series with this? I love the Overlords dropping the creep there. No, don't morph for Ravager in the wall off. He's kind of choked up his own units, but actually it blocks the Zealots and the probes, so it kind of works out. The Oracles go down to the Queens, which is really nice. Biles try to go down, get a few probes here. One Immortal's deep in the yellow, but the Zerglings need to get on top. That Immortal barriers get activated. Biles come down. They miss the Zealots entirely. There's not many roaches from behind. There's 2 cannons on the south guarding everything. Heroes in a massive advantage. The third base has been ransacked. There is an Adept in the third. Solar's on 4 hatcheries, but with barely any workers mining. He's got 5 Ravagers, but those 3 Immortals are unkillable. One of them does get killed. Yes, it does, but at what cost? The Ravager count's getting lower. 2 more Ravagers get popped. Solar has to tap out. And Hero is mauling the Zergs in the early game. He was ahead every single game yesterday in his PvZ. And he's ahead once again every single early game today. Hero's openings are smooth. He's in his opponent's face with his Adepts, his Probe Harass, his Oracles. This is just sick, tight early gameplay. Solar should not have committed to that build from behind. That's a good build if you're ahead, maybe if you're even. From behind, it's a little bit crazy though. Music gets much louder there as Hero walks across the gigantic stage. Hats off to Hero, though. That was very decisive. This kind of felt like back when Hero and Dark were playing a lot. Like I said, the walk takes forever. He's going to go shake his hand over there. Hero's early game, man. When it's on point, it is on point. Yes, he left his door open 14 times. His wall-offs are one of the worst things I've ever seen. But that's part of the whole Hero package. GG, well played.